What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another live stream. Excited to see everyone once again. And it's Friday, man. You know what I mean? It's Friday, you know? Weekend coming. We can now finally relax after a full week of work. And, you know, excited to see everyone again. How everyone is feeling today. Here I am with my Vegemite mug from Australia. I got this mug actually when I went to Laracon AU from my good buddy Michael Dorinda. How is the music today? Is the music okay? Is the music relaxing enough? I hope it is. I'm doing fantastic, man. I'm doing fantastic today. Doing mega happy, you know, weekend coming. Excited to be back to another live stream. What's up, dude? How you doing? Ducatan, welcome to the live stream. Agil, welcome to the live stream. Charlie Boy, welcome. Rudizio, welcome once again. Emily as well. Dude, you guys, I have to tell you, man, at this point, I think I know almost everyone. Because most of you are actually coming back every single day. And I feel that I just know you already, you know. Smith, welcome to the live stream as well. Rizilis, welcome. Jakob, Ethan, Ernan, welcome everyone. Excited to see everyone again. Okay, today we are back to Penstorm. We are back working with Penstorm once again, you know, doing some API development, hopefully. And also, I want to do some TypeScript today because, you know, we have to code that little script that will run on the client side, and that will be done with TypeScript today, I think. All right, and I also have exciting news, very exciting news actually. If I can keep up with the numbers I'm having at the moment on Twitch, because I mean, at the moment, something we need to understand is that we are literally live streaming through multiple channels, you know, like YouTube, X, TikTok, but also Twitch. But if I can keep up with these numbers on Twitch, I can actually apply to Twitch partners, which is kind of crazy. So, you know, I will do my best to be consistent and to bring you guys good content. But let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. NL David, welcome to live stream. Yakira, thank you, thank you. Not missing the live stream today. That's cool, man. Yeah, my mug is the usual one. Okay, let me know if the music is okay now, by the way. Oh my God, Peak and Flow. Well, thank you so much, dude. Thank you so much for your support, as usual, man. Thank you, dude. That's right, pure gold. The music is a little bit low. I could put it a little bit more loud if you want. All right, this is the most I will put, okay? Smith, how you doing? Yeah, yesterday we talked about design patterns. And 2 days ago, we talked about the most popular languages out there, okay? So basically, if you go to my YouTube channel, you will have some good compilations, for example, about the most popular languages in 2024. We talked about them and why JavaScript, HTML, CSS is so popular, why we have Python just afterwards. And we talked about that, you know what I mean? Session, thank you so much for the resubscription, tier 1, 2 already. Thank you so much. Keep it up. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate your support, man. And we talked about this. We also talked about PHP, the structure in spreading. This is a very cool video if you guys want to check it out, okay? So, yeah, man. What else I have to say? Yeah, if you don't know me, my name is Nuno Maduro, PHP and Laravel developer. I love what I do, and I'm streaming every single day at 9 p.m. I'm also publishing YouTube videos every single day at 1 p.m., okay? Actually, every single weekday. I'm actually not live streaming on weekends and not publishing videos on weekends, okay? But yeah, excited to have everyone today. We are going to do some coding, okay? I want to work on Penstorm, okay? So I want to be able to literally work on the API today. Redizio, thank you so much for the tier 1 subscription. Actually, a bunch of gifted tier 1 subscriptions. Thank you so much, dude. Always supporting my work. You guys are just awesome, man. Don't forget, next week will be Laracon EU, or the starting of the Laracon EU, okay? So my plan is kind of record some videos during the weekend to kind of have some work prepared on my YouTube channel, but literally do some in real live streams during next week and the week afterwards, because I'm gonna actually go almost 8-9 days to Amsterdam to literally be with the Laravel team, but also with the cloud team, okay? There will be a bunch of cloud development at Amsterdam, I can just tell you that, okay? And I'm super happy about that. Just being with the team, you know, it's something that I really like. We all work remotely, so, you know, it's kind of, we have to kind of sometimes prepare these scenarios, okay? Ronald, welcome from El Salvador. Nice to see you, dude. Baji, I don't think I know you. Sorry, man. Voss, welcome again. What do you mean Nuno is richer than Taylor? What do you mean? I don't think I will ever be richer than Taylor, by the way. Maxi Venum, first time chat, welcome to the live stream. If you don't know me, my name is Nuno Maduro, PHP and Laravel developer, Laravel core team member, and I usually twitch about PHP development. Welcome to the live stream. I don't have a Lambo, no. But I'm healthy, you know. Most important thing in life is have you and your family healthy, you know what I mean? That's why I always tell you guys, people like you and me, we spend a lot of time in our laptops. Remember, you need to go out every single day, go for a run, go for a walk, you know, drink water every single day next to you. Keep your body healthy, okay? So I actually told my story about Laravel a couple of times already, but you know, I literally, I think I have applied to Laravel. Oh, I'm gonna tell you something. Nobody knows this, okay? I'm gonna tell you something, but nobody knows this. So I've applied for Laravel 2 times, okay? The first time I've applied, actually, I have accepted another job offer before Taylor reached me back. Okay, so I've joined another company, and once Taylor told me like, oh, you want to join us, blah, 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 or are you still available, actually? I told him like, oh, I actually just accepted the job offer, okay? 2 years after, I applied for Laravel, and I got hired by Laravel, okay? But the very first time I applied for Laravel, I actually sent a recommendation letter, I think that's the name. And it was basically a console application that I have built, where I have put it something like, you know, I'm a PHP developer, I love Laravel, blah, 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 will you hire me? And it had like something like a yes or no. And then the guy didn't even notice, or didn't even open it, I think. But that was fun, that was a fun one. Yeah, Filament is awesome, dude. Oh, great question. Ronaldo is asking me, do you prefer validations on form requests or inside actions? I actually prefer validations as form requests. So today we are going to talk about that, because I don't know if you guys remember, last live stream we actually coded one of the most important actions this project will have, which is create activity, okay? This will basically encapsulate the logic of creating an activity sent from the front end. Remind yourselves that we are developing a Google Analytics alternative, okay? A Google Analytics alternative. As such, the client will send us activities, which will be, you know, potentially some visits on the browser, but also time spent, that kind of Google Analytics stuff. And we are going to ingest those activities as a queue job, okay? We talked about this. So this is literally an action. And something I will do before firing this action on my controller is literally giving these events to a form request. So we'll kind of validate this event and its content on the form request class. So today we're going to talk about that, hopefully, okay? Smith is asking me if I have written the package OpenAI client. That was me, yes. So I can tell you the story about that. OpenAI, PHP, I think. Yeah, this is all me, by the way, okay? Then, so I'm gonna explain you, okay? So I didn't know anything about AI at the time. At the time, AI was still kind of new, you know what I mean? And I kind of wanted to learn. And I don't know about you, but I kind of learn when I'm coding, you know? When I'm coding something, I kind of learn faster. So I have developed this API client, literally. Oh, 0xGDR, thank you so much for the subscription through Prime. I really appreciate your support, dude. Thank you so much. Today, if we have time, I want to also check the reactor for Laravel. If we don't have time, because basically people are saying that we are using like the reactor tool, but there is also like the reactor for Laravel, which is like some rules on top of the thing, you know? But yeah, this package right here, basically I wanted to learn OpenAI at the time and blah, blah, blah. So I created this package, you know, this client, which is kind of cool, you know, 5,000 stars already. How many downloads? Almost 8 million downloads. This is kind of unbelievably awesome. By the way, Sandro joined me, okay? You guys know me. Every time I build something, I like to give ownership of the project to someone else to basically help me out, you know? This gives me, you know, obviously we'll keep the project very maintained and active, but also at the same time, people get some sort of recognition at the time. So after this, Sandro actually had given multiple talks on this topic as well, okay? Okay. Any tips on side projects and keep the productivity? Oh, dude, my life is a little bit different from the usual, actually. I don't have kids, you know. I don't have kids. I love being on my laptop all day, so I guess I just have a lot of time. That's it. Dukaten is asking if it's safe to run Reactor on an ongoing project. It depends, dude. It might be a little bit dangerous. So you might want to run Reactor and check one of those changes individually, one by one. If you can, add testing before running Reactor, okay? So be careful about that. Wait, Smith is saying that testing in this package is the really most complicated thing I have ever seen. What do you mean exactly? Check this out. Literally, there is literally an API for this, literally an API for testing. You don't have to mock anything. You can literally use this API. You know what I mean? What's up, Ishmael? Nice to see you. Lily, welcome to live stream. Baba as well from TikTok. This is literally programming. But yeah, this tool is literally free, this OpenAI client. Yeah, just go slowly, you know? When people are starting with PHP stand, but also with Reactor, just go slow, okay? Chill out, install PHP stand level 0, let it take it in for a while, you know, so you can literally use PHP stand at level 0 for a while, and then start improving from there, okay? But go slowly, okay? Go slowly. Never start at level 5 or 6, you know? Go slowly. I've been thinking I want to do a live stream in Portuguese. I know that a bunch of you do not speak Portuguese, but I have a bunch of people watching me that, you know, they would appreciate a stream in Portuguese sometimes, and I might have to do it, you know. I may do it, okay? I may do it, yeah. A live stream in Portuguese, I don't know when. Hopefully, I think it will either be on a different channel, or if it's on this channel, will be like out of the schedule, you know, not at 9 p.m. Will be something a little bit different from the usual. I'm coding PHP. Thanks for asking. Okay, so all right, let's start by, I want to show you what I have done so far, okay? So I've actually done some offline work. I hope you guys do not get mad at me, but I have added the TypeScript template for this project, okay? The TypeScript template. Not the TypeScript that will run on the front end, but some sort of TypeScript which will allow us to build the monitor tool itself, the script tool that will run on the client side. So what I have done is kind of simple, and I will show you in a second, okay? Before we do that, let's validate some pull requests. Nicholas Leite, thank you so much for becoming a premium sponsor on YouTube. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much, dude. Oh my god, man. Yeah, I want to do a stream in Portuguese, potential with the Brazilian community, you know. But yeah, let's get started, okay? So what do we have here? What do we have here? All right, so let's start with this one. So basically, last live stream, we got a little bit impacted by the fact that PHP Stan was not happy with... By the way, check this out. I don't know. I no longer need to change the scene. I can just do this. Cool, right? Left, right. Really cool. I don't speak Spanish though. I just speak Portuguese. Nicholas Late is saying, would be nice to know about your approach on commit messages. Dude, I have published a video about how do I do commit messages, okay? So it should be right here, learn commit messages, where I talk exactly how I like to commit my stuff, you know, like sure, refactor, you know, all those prefixes and cool things. So I have everything here, right here, okay? I should get Kaneko, perhaps. Maybe I will do it. I don't know. But yeah, sometimes you guys need to check my YouTube channel. It's literally a bunch of stuff here, you know, videos every day, cool content, you know. But yeah, I've actually doubled the amount of subscribers in 1 month, which is, I'm super happy about that. But that being said, let's start by this pull request. So last time we spoke about, literally, PHP Stan was not happy about our type safety, and apparently someone fixes this. So let's see why and why this is fixed now. So basically, we have an array with an array where we have type and payload, blah, 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 blah. Oh, interesting. So last live stream, we probably were doing this at root level, and this had to be literally, you know, one nested level deep. Got you. PHP Stan is happy, so I'm happy as well. You know, it can go wrong, so I'm gonna merge this. Thank you so much, MHD Codes, for this contribution. You know, this is how you start with open source. You just literally open a pull request, bam, doom, it's done, you know. Thank you so much for saying thank you for the PHP Storm sponsorship. I couldn't be more happy, you know. Laravel and PHP Storm, probably my favorite tools on the planet, literally sponsoring my work. So props to them for sponsoring me, you know what I mean? If you guys want to work or learn PHP development, Laravel is the best platform, but also PHP Storm to do some really cool development, okay? All right, let's keep going. 3 pull requests in. We have a new one from Stedot, which says the following. Refactor updates the faker syntax to use the fake helper. Oh my god, this is like, not a lot of people know about this, but literally, there is this fake helper, which you can use instead of this one, okay? Which makes me a question. What do you guys prefer? Do you guys prefer like the fake helper or the fake through this variable? What do you guys prefer? The function or this little thing right here on top? Pedro Rocha is saying PHP is awesome. 3 years ago I used to code in PHP and I loved it. Now I'm doing data engineer. That's awesome, dude. Did you code using Laravel or some sort of framework, or are you using native PHP? By the way, regular PHP or vanilla PHP is very different from something like Laravel, which gives you so much more power, okay? Everyone prefers the helper, and you know what? I also prefer the helper. So let's go with the helper here. So this is an amazing pull request, you know, high value, 3 lines, bam, bam, boom, merge, you know what I mean? That's it, done. I could do potentially architectural test. I could indeed. I could. Why use the helper? Because it's smaller, man. It's just, you know, it's smaller, is more magical, why not, you know? I know PHP Storm launched a new tool today, like an operator. I want to check that out sometime soon. Yeah, so people on TikTok are literally asking me all the time to the Discord channel and my YouTube channel. So I can explain you. I cannot actually share links on this chat because I get literally warnings from TikTok. So go to my profile and you have my YouTube channel over there. And on my YouTube channel, you will find all my links, literally the Discord and everything, okay? N12 is saying, big fan from Serbia. I have been in Serbia once and I've spoken at a conference in Serbia. You know, I love the food there. It was awesome, man. British is saying, isn't the new tool from PHP, from JetBrains, a Devin competitor? I don't know, man. I don't know. I haven't used Devin, so I don't know. All right. So, two pull requests. What do we have here? This pull request is coming from Fabio, which has PHP annotations for model properties and activity project, blah, 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 blah. Let's check that out. Okay, so this is actual valuable in the terms of PHP Storm perspective. However, Laravel already ensures safety. Okay, so if you don't have this, you will have worst PHP Storm experience. However, PHP Stand still knows all of the types of your columns. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, Laravel magic. Laravel is like, you know, Laravel have a bunch of magic, but we all love them, you know? We love magic. I will deploy this project on Laravel Cloud, that's for sure. Yes. I have not seen DeepSeek yet. So the only thing I probably would change here is make this property reads kind of this property read only, so it cannot be changed. Basically, it's the only thing I would do, and I would probably also change this to carbon immutable. Okay, so let's. Do I want to merge this? I don't know, man. I will put this on draft and potentially come back into this, okay? The only reason I'm not merging this now is that I would have to push this locally and kind of verify one by one, and I want to do this later, okay? So I'm going to convert this to draft and say the following. I will check this offline, okay? Because I would have to go one by one. It's kind of, you know, kind of a lot of things. Let's do that later. Final one, refactor events, added value object cast. Ooh, what is this? Coming from Mario Marks Dev, which is literally what? Page average time, which is an int. Okay. Page activity, which is... Oh. Ooh. I think I know what this is. Interesting. So kind of, it's using like model casts from Eloquent to kind of perform the casting of those events in runtime, so we don't have to do them ourselves. Dude, this is a very good one. This is a very good one, Mario. This is a very good one, okay? Yeah, PHP Storm IDE helper could get those properties, but they don't get the properties in the way that I want them. You know what I mean? I want to use like property, you know, read only, so you cannot literally override those values. I want to kind of make it right. You know what I mean? Carbon immutables and shit like that. Mario, this is very cool, man. I'm seeing you on the chat. This is very cool, by the way. Dude, when I was doing this, I was literally thinking about this thing, you know what I mean? So I'm happy that you have, you know, cracked this for me, okay? So, oh my god, you are literally using what I have said? Property read? This is literally what I was saying, telling the, you know, the chat right now, that I like to use property read. I would also use property read here, by the way. you know, because I typically do not change the values in runtime. So I would also use property read here. Okay, there's any conflicts on this stuff? Please no conflicts. Okay, one. Let's try to resolve the conflict real quick. Okay, nothing crazy, so I think I'm gonna do just this. I don't think we need this anymore, though. Okay, I don't think we need this anymore. So I'm going to leave it, merge it, and kind of fix the things locally, if you guys don't mind, okay? Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Oh my god, what's happening with GitHub today? They changed the UI, and it's kind of worse. I don't know why, man. Okay, let's do this. Mark as resolved. Commit merge. Yeah, I don't care. It's commit to main. Why commit to main? Oh, main from Mario. Yeah, I want to do that. Yeah. So then merge. Boom, boom, boom. Done, done, done. And I'm gonna push this locally. Real fast, real quick. So I have actually set up all the TypeScript setup. I want to show you that as well. Okay. Okay, what do we have? Do we have a passing test suite, which is the most important thing on the planet? We do. We do. Are we still with 100% code coverage? Perhaps, maybe, somehow. Yes, we are. 100% code coverage. Guys, do not forget, I have seen a bunch of you on Twitter literally saying, after watching Nuno's streams, I'm now using code coverage, I'm now using PHP stand and everything. Do not forget, start slowly. If you haven't done any PHP stand before, start on level 0. If you are using Rector, use it on dry run and try to understand changes one by one. If you are using code coverage, go slowly, increase a little bit, you know, every Friday, work a little bit on coverage, okay? But don't do everything at once. The last thing you want is having this huge chunk that goes to production with a bunch of refactoring, and it might be broken, okay? It might be broken. Yeah, exactly. Just like DP Punisher is saying, slow and steady. That's right, man. But good job, Ducatet. I'm proud of you, dude. We need to have a beer. I'm gonna be in Lisbon next week. If you are from there, let me know. Yes, I can send you the link of the project, absolutely. Did I tell you guys already that we changed the name of the project? Did I told you that already? Yeah, this is literally called now Panstorm. What do you guys think about the Panstorm name? It's a sexy one, right? It's a cool one. Panstorm.com. I got a domain already, so we are chilling. Okay? We are absolutely chilling. There we go, the project for all of you. There we go, there we go. Big Bro is asking where I can see this project from the start. You can go to my YouTube channel, go to my profile on TikTok, and click on my YouTube channel. There is the bunch of all lives over there. Panstorm is cool, huh? It is perfect. Thank you, thank you. What's up, friends? Welcome to the live stream. Nice to see you, man. But yeah, so 100% code coverage. We are chilling here. Do we have Pint happy? Hopefully. Oh, not really happy. A bunch of changes. Let's type git add-p real quick. All right, we have a bunch of classes not used, which is okay. We have a couple of changes here, which I don't know why. Oh, because of the property read. Interesting. I want to change this. I want to change this real quick. So I'm going to go to every single model I have and literally change this to property read, okay? This will prevent you from using something like this, you know, okay? Something like, I'm gonna get my user, and which will be this, and then I'm gonna change just one thing, for example, okay? This kind of forbids that API, like the remember, let's, for example, change the name, okay? Something like this. So I kind of don't like this API. I always use the update. So the property read kind of prevents anything like this, okay? I'm gonna make a video about this, I think. Should I do that? Yes, I think I should. I think I should. Okay, let's do that. All right, guys. Actually, it's something that I do in all my projects. It's literally go to all my models and specify all of the properties I have on the top of my model class. So for example, here, you guys can see that I'm using this property read and then all of my attributes right here specified. And on top of that, I have literally things like arrays with fully type-in generics, as you can see, for example. So this is an array of the event value object. And I also have, for example, you know, relation specified here. So if I were to do something like, you know, activity, for example, I can literally have access to all of the properties right here. I can type, you know, project ID or project event, which gives me back an eloquent model. So everything really just works thanks to this property annotations. There we go. Zeno, my VODs are on my YouTube channel. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, all my VODs are on my YouTube channel, okay? So you just literally go here, right there, all my live streams, literally, all of them, okay? All of them. Yesterday, before yesterday, I have done already 40 live streams. This is the 42, man. That is kind of crazy, kind of crazy. Yes, yes, sir. Okay, how do I remove this? Oh my god. Close annotations. Okay, cool, cool. How do I remove? Huh? Oh, there you go. Okay. So we now have this deal. Do I want to check now if I have all of them? I won't check now if I have all of them. But typically what I do is that I add every single column I have into this top thing on my models, okay? Including all the relations. I'm going to skip that for now, okay? To keep the live stream a little bit more focused, okay? All right, is PHP Stan happy with this stuff? Let's see. Let's run PHP Stan on this project. Okay, it's not happy. I think I just have to remove this though. Alazan, thank you so much for the super chat. He's saying, I love your work. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate your support, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Salutare is saying, how easy is to learn Laravel? Really easy. So I've learned Laravel through this platform called Laracas, which is a video learning platform. So you just type laracas.com on Google and you will find it. The Laravel lessons are totally free, you know, so you can learn from there. But yeah, Laravel is awesome and you will learn it super quickly, you know. Ooh, great question from Ducatan, which is asking, what does it mean, the method annotation? So I'm going to actually explain that a little bit on my public file. So I'm going to go here and just literally explain you guys a little bit how PHP annotations work, okay? So if I were to have a class, let's say a class person, okay? And this class person were to have, for example, two magic methods. One call it call, and the second one call it get, okay? Some people don't know, but literally PHP has or allows you to have this magic methods. One call it dash dash call, the second one call it dash dash get. The call will kind of answer to any method, and the dash dash get will answer to any property fetch, okay? So if I were to, for example, var dump something here, like var dump the name, but also var dump the name and the arguments. If I do something like new person, for example, and then I type something like, let me just more small, and I type something like person, and then I type Nuno, for example, and I exit. Oops, there we go. Public index. Oops, apologize, PHP. I know, Shad, I know. There we go. There we go. So here, for example, I don't have this property, but because I have this underscore get, this method will kind of act as a fallback when I don't have that property. So if I were to have this property right here, so for example, property Nuno equals to Maduro, for example, obviously this will answer Maduro on the console, hopefully. why it's not answering Nuno. That's weird. That's odd. That's very odd. Huh? Protected Nuno, which is a property. Wait, what? Oh, because it's protected. Okay, but this, if this were to be public, you can see now. Hopefully, you would see Maduro if I were to var dump this deal. Okay, let's do that real quick. And then boom. Okay, okay. There we go. You see Maduro because this property exists. However, if this property doesn't exist, PHP will fall back on a dash dash get method. So as you can see now, you see Nuno because the property Maduros no longer exist. Okay, so sometimes you have code like this, which is effectively what Laravel models are using at the moment. So Laravel models don't have any property. However, it will kind of use this underscore get to fetch the database columns you have. You know what I mean? So what you can do when something like that happens is that you can go all the way top and you can type something like this. Property read string name, for example. Okay. So if I were to call, name, for example, you know what I mean? This will literally var dump name. If I were to call Nuno, and I were to call this Nuno, you will see that I have hopefully very good auto completion on this stuff. There you go. Okay, thanks to this property read annotation. Okay, and I can add more. For example, I can go here and type something like "love you, chat." Okay, love you, chat, and now we'll have very good auto completion right there. You see, this is kind of cool, right? But yeah, you can also use the method one, exactly. So for example, let's for example call something. Let's for example go here and type hi chat, for example. Okay, obviously this method does not exist. Okay, the hi chat does not exist, as you guys can see here. So if I were to call this like this, I will see literally I chat, which is the fallback dash dash call right here. Okay, okay, you guys see right there. So what I can do is that because I don't have this method, I can have something called a method string hi chat, which tells me that this is literally returning a string or a void, for example. And now I have hopefully very good auto completion. There we go. You see? Kind of cool, right? Yeah, this is the type of deal that only like a framework developer would know. It's kind of crazy. So this is what method is about, by the way. Okay. Okay, so that being said, I feel I can just remove all of this and go back to see if PHP Stan is happy now. Almost. We have the line 40, which a non-nullable. Let's see, line 40, non-nullable, which is here. Using non-safe method on call non-nullable. Oh, so we don't need this. That's what you're saying? All right, PHP Stan happy. We can run Pint on this stuff real quick. Bam, bam, boom. Run composer test, which runs the entire task suite, and good to go. Today, we're going to develop the API. I want to move to that, okay? I want to move to that. Property stuff is good practice. Yes, on my models only. Typically, would like to avoid magic. You know what I mean? Oh, you like? Yeah. I will do, a live highlight video about the design pattern stuff. Exactly, Mazoteca. Basically, those fallbacks will act when those methods or properties don't exist. Bernardo is asking me, what do you think about the usage of PHP on web development? It's awesome, dude. I love Laravel. If you use something like Laravel, you are literally using the most productive stack in the world, okay? What's up, Adrian? Nice to see you, dude. How you doing, man? Yes. Yeah, Ducatan, hopefully we'll have a stream just about that. But typically, you want to be really explicit and kind of define literally everything up to the nail. Okay, so everything property read. You want to have, type safety right here with generics and everything. Carbon immutable here, hopefully, all that stuff. Okay, so that being said, I want to develop the API. Okay, last live stream we talked about actions and how we have this action called create activity to literally dispatch this transaction, which will create the activity in our backend, but also ingest or call this ingest activity job, which will be processed behind the scenes, right? So today we need to develop the API which will call this job, okay? So this is called create activity, which tells me that belongs kind of to the responsibility of the activity controller. So what I will do here is go to my controllers folder, delete this git keep file real quick, bam, bam, boom, and I'm going to type new file on the controller folder, and I'm going to call this activity controller. Now, regarding naming on controllers, typically I keep my naming on the controllers singular, okay? So activity and not activities, okay? So if I were to have a user's controller, it would be user controller, okay? Singular on controllers. That's typically what I use, okay? Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Rezilis, for watching the live stream from yesterday on the train. What did you thought about live stream? I think Mary did a great job, and I loved it. It was fun. I don't think I will make a course on Laravel Smith. I would rather do it on my YouTube channel. Oh, that's cool, Adrian. Nice to read that. Yeah, she's great, man. Yeah. Ooh, Mezuteka is talking a little bit about begin transaction. What do you mean exactly? So basically, if you call DB facade transaction, everything here is kind of within the transaction. You know what I mean? So I know exactly what you mean, because potentially this could be this way, okay? I'm going to explain the Mezuteka way, and you guys let me know if you prefer this way or the suggestion way from Mezuteka. So Mezuteka is saying the following, okay? So let's call this plan A, for example, okay? Plan A is the one I'm using at the moment, okay? This one, literally, with the DB facade transaction, bam, bam, boom, done. Other idea that people typically do is type DB begin transaction, okay? And then they have something like this within a try catch. I think this is a lot of more code, you know what I mean? And then you have a DB rollback. I feel like this way right here, Plan B way, it's way bigger than just this, you know? That's just my opinion. That is just my opinion. I do get that you get a little bit more, you know, a little bit more control, because you can literally catch and potentially do stuff that you want. I get that. But I would probably still go by default to this one on top. Interesting. Actually, some people on Twitch actually also prefer the Plan B. Oh yeah, I need the commit. Good point. Very good point. So that would be probably here, right? Yeah, I feel like I would always default to this one. But indeed, if I would need a little bit more control, I would probably go for this one. Do we have another callback we can pass? We don't have, which is unfortunately. I could potentially commit a pull request, which would have something like this. You know what I mean? That could be kind of sexy, right? Something like this, like catch. And then you would provide something like a function with a throwable. You know what I mean? Which you can do whatever you want here. That could be cool, right? That could be awesome, by the way. Potentially. I'm going to stick with the Plan A, if you don't mind. Thank you for saying this, by the way. I think it was a good discussion. Yeah, first way is a little bit more sexy. I also agree on that. Camus is asking if the new Laravel VS Code extension is good. I think it's good if you are using VS Code. If you are using PHP Storm, I would rather stick with PHP Storm, basically. Ooh, great question from Adrian. Great question. That's a great question. If it's safe to use like dispatching jobs within a transaction. So is safe as long as you are using a special configuration on your queue file. That's actually a very good point. Exactly. So I want to talk about this, okay? All right, so why do I encapsulate this within a transaction to begin with? Because I obviously want to have all my business logic, and if anything goes off rails, I want to kind of, you know, roll back everything. So here, if I'm not able to dispatch this queue job because, you know, AWS is down, SQS is down or whatever, I want to, you know, roll back this stuff, okay? However, Adrian is making a good point, which is, isn't this job potentially going to be dispatched and consumed before the transaction being committed? This actually can happen if you have very fast queue jobs, you know. For example, if you introduce here a sleep of 5 seconds, you know, what will happen is that basically your queue job will be dispatched and consumed before the transaction is over, okay? That's a very good point. Now, I'm going to tell you something you can fix, okay? I'm going to tell you something you can fix. Literally, you can go to your config file of queues, and somewhere, I don't know where, there is this option, which it might be this one, which I'm not totally sure. Can someone check this for me, please? But I know there is this some sort of global option, which makes sure that, you know, any kind of job will only be dispatched after the database commit transaction. Okay. I think this is the option, by the way. It's exactly this one. While it's perfectly fine, there you go. While it's perfectly fine to dispatch jobs within a database transaction, you should say blah, 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 blah. Thank you. Laravel provides this after commit, okay? So just to recap a little bit, what I do is that I come to this global configuration file and I just enable this to true right there, okay? So by doing this, by enabling this option, I can safely dispatch queue jobs within my transactions and within my actions, okay? Just like that. An alternative, just like Ferris is saying, very good, very good. An alternative of not having to enable this globally is literally just chain after commit. But because I don't want to do this to every single file, what I do is that I enable that option globally so I don't have to deal with this. You know what I mean? Thank you, Adrian. That was a very good point, man. Thank you so much for bringing that to my attention. So that's what am I doing on Laravel Cloud. I literally have this global option enabled so I can dispatch this stuff inside my DB transaction. Nice one. All right, let's clap for us. Clap for the chat, clap for Adrian, and clap for myself for discussing this little nuance, which is very important, okay? Very, very important. A lot of people do not do this and think they are going crazy, literally going crazy because the job is being consumed, the activity is not on the database. Like, what the fuck is happening, you know? It's literally because of this. Clap for everyone. That's right, that's right. Yeah, PHP Storm is the best editor in the world. I agree with you, dude. I'm glad that you have learned a new one. Clap for everyone. All right. So let's go back and work a little bit in our controller today, okay? So I'm going to click here on my HTTP layer, and I have this activity controller. We can just code this from scratch, you know? Let's go all the way top, open the PHP tag real quick, namespace, bam, bam, boom, app HTTP controllers, real simple. And then we include the action. We know we are going to use it or not. Not yet, maybe not. And we just type final class or final read-only class activity controller, okay? Let's keep it super simple, empty for now, okay? Super empty, just like this. And let's now think a little bit on TDD, okay? We have the controller created, so I feel like we need to think a little bit on TDD here because there is a few things we need to keep in mind. One of them being that this is an API. It's not actually, you know, the application itself. So probably what I will do here is move this little thing to this API directory real quick, okay? Let's move it. For now, okay? For now. I'm not really sure I want to do this, but for now, let's just do this, okay? And then I'm going to go to my tasks folder, feature folder, and I'm going to create a new folder with the name HTTP for my HTTP layer. Remember, unit folder have literally every single folder you have on your source directory. However, the feature folder will be a much more higher level, kind of integration level. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Adrian is a goat. I agree with you, dude. I agree with you. You know what I mean. Thank you, thank you. You want to do API versioning? Why not? Why not? Let's do API versioning, which undeniably makes me think how I would namespace that, right? You guys have an idea? If I were to version the API, do we want to version the API? I feel like we want to version the API, but not version the controllers folders yet. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna kind of prefix the namespace of the routing layer with v1, but not the controllers yet. Okay, so later on. Okay, later on. Let's go here into the HTTP folder and create a new file. This file will have the name nothing. Okay, let's create actually a folder. Okay, just a regular folder, just like that. And let's create a new file with the name activity controller test. Yes. Now I want to ask you, because I want to discuss with you. In the past, I have done two different things already. Okay, two different things. I have done something which is I would kind of mimic my controller layer right here. So here I would have literally activity controller test.php. I would have user controller test.php, and I would potentially have everything inside: the list, the store, the delete, kind of everything, okay? But I've also approached this in a different way on different projects like Pinkery, where I have used the verbs instead. Okay, so here I would have another folder, which will be called activities. Okay, which will be kind of my routing layer, and then I would have a store test PHP. Okay, I think that's too granular. That's something I have learned, you know. I feel it just becomes too granular because you would have 4 different files per controller almost. So what I will do for now is kind of mimic the controller level, okay? For now, at least, for now. I personally don't use invocable methods, okay? I agree that Mazotech, I agree that the option 2 feels a little bit too, you know, too complex for what it is. Over time, I have moved to this controller approach. On Laravel Cloud, I'm using the controller approach at the moment, okay? So I'm gonna call this activity controller test, and all the way top, I'm gonna simply type PHP. Let's run Pine to make all of this really pretty, really clean. Bam, bam, boom, done. We have strict types right there on top, and we can start writing our first test. Our first test will be the easiest one. It can create an activity, okay? GitHub Copilot is already helping us a little bit. So to create an activity, what I will have to do is create a project, just like that. Bam, bam, boom, using the factory real quick. Thank you so much. Give me a project. And let's just call this fresh method at the end so we can have a fresh instance, okay? And then we have to create a bunch of events. Let's just make one single event at the moment. Let's type events, will be an array, okay? And this array will have, if I remember correctly, this API will have an event type, there we go, which will be a view. And the view will have the about page view, something really simple. Okay. All right, cool. And finally, so we are literally arranging, right? Guys, remember, we talked about this. The first thing you do is kind of arrange your test first, okay? So far, we are arranging. We have a project, we have events. The next step is literally act with this information. So what I will do is post JSON to API. Do I want to do API? Let me think. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. API activities store. This do make sense for me. Yes. Sometimes the stream is a little bit more lagged. I don't know why, dude. I don't know why. I apologize about that. I hope it just feels the same for you. I hope, you know. But sometimes it's a little bit more lagged indeed. Try reloading. Maybe that will work. I don't know. Okay, so post JSON to the route API activities.store and send the project. Do we want this? I feel we do, because the project will be on the URL of the thing. Yes, yes, yes. I think we want this. Yes. Finally, we need to assert. What do we need to assert? Well, we need to assert that we get a 200 0, 200 1. By the way, do you guys like assert create and assert okay and etc., or you guys prefer assert status? What do you prefer, by the way? I have my opinion. I want to hear your opinion first. You restarted your router to see if it fixed the lagging? Oh my god. Hi Moreira, nice to see you, dude. Welcome to the live stream. I also, people are literally already answering that they prefer assert status. I also feel overall that I prefer assert status with the status code. I feel like something like assert status 404 speaks so much to me, way more than assert not found. You know what I mean? I rather like to see this assert status 404. Okay. Exactly. Charlie French Boy is saying that I have used assert successful last week, but I'm not sure if it comes with past. Everything that you would use in PHP unit, you can use on past. Okay? Okay? So here, for example, if there is any assert successfully, you know, there you go. It also exists on past. Okay? Interesting. Renato saying that he prefers the assert created or assert okay. Interesting. Oh, Maziteca is saying, do you want the ID of the project as form value or in the URL? Interesting. That's a good question. What do you guys think personally? I think I'm going to keep it in an URL for now and think a little bit regarding security if we need to send it through the post request or not, okay? But for now, I'm going to keep it on the URL. For now, okay? At least for now. So let's use assert status 201, okay? And I'm going to also assert that if I were to fetch the activities of this project, let's just type this. I want to assert that I have a count of 1. This should be enough. Remember one thing though, which is when you are testing your actions individually as unit level, you want to keep your controller tests a little bit more at the high level. So here I don't have to go deep understanding if the correct format was saved or whatever. I know that the action will take care of it. You know what I mean? Oh, this is assert status though. Okay. Mureda is asking, what am I coding? I'm literally doing PHP, man. It's what I do. By the way, if you just arrived to the live stream, my name is Nuno Maduro. I'm a PHP and Laravel developer, also a Laravel core team member. I love what I do, and I'm streaming PHP content every single day at 9 p.m. If you want to support my work, give me a follow on Twitch and YouTube, okay? And obviously leave a like on the video as well. Oh, you missed my live streams recently? That's fine, man. That's fine. Welcome, man. You can still watch the videos if you want. Welcome back, by the way. Nice to see you. It's funny because I feel like I know a bunch of you already, but when you guys are not coming back, because it's so many people, I can easily forget a little bit. Thank you, Dripping Castle. Thank you, man. But yeah, so do we have a passing test suite? Obviously, we don't have a passing test suite because we literally need to code this entire thing. But let's type, let's actually use the only method. There is this little feature on past. Oh, by the way, I have something really cool to show you. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, let's stop right here. So I have this new only method, which you can use, which is kind of cool, okay? To literally only run this test. But I have really something exciting to show you, okay? So this obviously works. Oops. Yeah, it's literally failing, so I'm gonna skip it so I can show you something I have cooked yesterday, okay? So I'm gonna skip this real quick. I should have a passing test suite and probably 100% code coverage, hopefully. There we go. So I wanna show you something really cool, okay? So obviously we have 100% code coverage, okay, at the moment. 100% code coverage. So I'm gonna intentionally skip a particular test so you guys can see what I have done during yesterday morning actually, okay? So I'm gonna go here into the tests folder, actions, test, and I'm gonna kind of skip this entire thing. Okay, I'm gonna type before each, skip. So this test shouldn't run at all. So our coverage will kind of decrease a little bit, okay? So I'm literally with 93% of coverage. You guys cannot see, but there we go. 93% of coverage. So when you have a huge project, like a huge project, a massive one, sometimes it's kind of boring to see 100% all the time, but you have like this 2-3 files that don't have 100% code coverage. So what I do have shipped on past PHP is the following. You can now do vendor bin past -- compact, and when you do this, oops, -- compact coverage. When you do this, the coverage report will only contain the known tested classes. It will still display the total at the end. So you no longer see like 100% all the time in more than 200 files, and you will see only and only the known covered files. Come on, man, this is nice, right? This is nice. Nah, this won't be past 4.0. Past 3.0 will maintain compatibility with Laravel 11, Laravel 12, but also PHP Unit 10, PHP Unit 11, and 12. Thank you. Actually, was a community contribution, but then I have cleaned it a little bit because I wanted to reuse the compact printer, and yeah, but yeah. Yeah, my camera, I don't know, man. I need to fix my camera. It's not like perfect, but yeah. Now I want to actually record a video just about this, like literally a very cool video just about this feature, because I feel it's really huge and I want people to really like it, you know? Okay. Let's revert this. Oh my god. Oh, there you go. So activity test, let's not skip this anymore, and let's also go to activity test and re-enable this. There we go. So we should be back to the failing test, which is the one we need to create, okay? All right, so let's follow TDD, okay? We have the controller, which is empty, right there. We have the test, which is with the real test. So now we just have to do TDD. First thing, we have this failing test, which says route API activities not defined. So let's just go to our web.php. That would be, oh my god, there we go. Web.php. And let's do something like route group. Let's call this, how do I want to prefix this? I'm gonna call this API. Yeah, this is more than enough. API activities. That's right. Let's do this for now, okay? So I'm gonna group this within the API prefix. So I can do this prefix API group, bam, bam, boom, done. And then when someone posts to activities, which is the one we want, we are going to call activity store. So I don't like this syntax. I want to ask you guys this. Do you guys like this syntax? I don't. Personally, my favorite syntax is literally this one. Okay, and I actually have an explanation for this. If you were to refactor the class name, this will literally be refactored automatically, but with the other syntax, it wouldn't. Okay, so do you prefer the other one, like the string syntax, or the array syntax? No, I don't actually create my API.php. I don't think we need that. Do we? I don't think we do. Actually, compact doesn't work yet with type coverage, but I would be keen to receive a pull request on that. That's actually a very good idea, Alexander. Do you mind of contributing that, please? Thank you, thank you. All right, everyone literally prefers array syntax. Very interesting. Everyone literally interesting. Okay, this should be enough actually. So we have prefix API, which points to activity, and this should be named API activity store. Something else that I don't want to do is kind of adding the prefix for the name, and I kind of like to see the full name right here. Okay, so let's run our test suite to see how it goes now. Okay, the next thing it's complaining about is that we don't have the method activity controller store. As you can see, when you are doing TDD, it's kind of cool and easy to just follow the flow. You know, you write the test and then you just follow what the test suite is telling you. And at the moment, it's telling me that I don't have a method store. So let's go here into the, you know, activity controller and type something like public function store. Okay, and you want to keep like keep the bare minimum when you are doing TDD. So here, for example, the only reason it's failing is that I don't have the method. So the only thing I'm going to do is create the method and then run my test suite again. And this will complain about other things now. There you go. The response status code was 200, but not 201. So potentially to make this test suite happy, I could just do this, you know, 201, for example. But obviously, things will it will complain about something else afterwards. Okay. There we go. It's complaining that we don't have the activities, or the activities are literally 0 instead of 1. Why would I want the put request option though? We are creating activities, not modifying them a little bit, you know? I don't use any shortcut to rerun test suites. Literally, I just go to the terminal. So I click on my terminal, I type clear, and I run vendor bin past. So I don't have any shortcut. Fardis is saying that web PHP includes the validate CRF token middleware by default. That's right. You just got me. That's right. We may have to create the API.php file. Let's not do it for now and kind of face the problem in the future, okay? All right, so activities are 0 instead of 1. So I feel like the next step is inject our action. So I'm going to just type create activity, if I'm not mistaken. There we go, which will be our action. And then what I would do is handle that action with, come down a little bit, what do we have? This is something that you need to be mindful of, is that sometimes AI will just autocomplete everything. You want to be really careful You know, for example, this is not the way I would do this. You know, I would inject the project to the parameter, okay? So here I'm going to just do this and kind of understand what's happening, you know? What does my handle method wants? All right, it wants the project, meaning I can just do model route binding, okay? You want to be very careful with AI. Sometimes it gives you bad propositions, okay? Kalapanga is saying on YouTube, search a nerd. Dude, that's a mean thing to say, okay? Don't do that. Smith is saying, why would actions have a handle method instead of invoke? I will return the question to you. Why would be an invoke instead of a handle method? For me, in my opinion, I feel like the invoke method speaks less human to me than the handle method. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna keep, you know, I'm gonna keep the handle method. Potentially, you know, yesterday we talked like how close the action pattern is to the command pattern. I would be okay of also calling this execute, potentially, okay? But I'm going to call this handle for now to kind of do what I'm doing on the other projects, okay? So the handle method accepts the project. So let's accept the project through model bound writing and provide the project right there. The second thing he accepts is the array of events. So what I can do is accept the request, okay, right there. Actually, I want to do this way. There we go. And then do request. Oops, let me include the class so I can have good auto completion right here. This will be from the HTTP layer. There we go. Request, we have an array. There we go. Thank you, thank you. By the way, this is how you ensure type safety on request classes. People sometimes do literally something like, you know, input or whatever. So what you can do sometimes is that if you want a string and make sure you have a string, you can type request string and then provide like the key, for example. If you want like an integer, what you can do is type request count, request integer, and then give like the name of the value on the request. You can also do a bunch of stuff, like for example, if you have like an enum sometimes, what you can do is type request from enum and then kind of type type, for example, and give the real enum here. They would be a potentially user type class, for example, okay? This is kind of cool. But for now, we want an array of events, that's for sure. So I'm going to keep it this way. Old Goat is asking me, so you are not using the store request by default? Can you elaborate, please? Oh, I'm going to use... whoa, stop. I'm going to use a form request. Okay, something you guys need to be mindful of is that when you are doing TDD, you wanted to make the test happy, not kind of, you know, already work on something that, not working on something that it's not tested yet. You know what I mean? This is TDD. We are doing TDD. And so far, to make my test happy, this is the only thing I need to do. Okay, afterwards, I'm going to write a new test which will test the validation, and only then I do the form request. This is how you write tests that are really valuable to your project. And because we don't have any tests that test the validation, we don't need any form request. Yeah, so I will make an activity. I want to talk about form requests with you, okay? All right, let's run the test suite to see how it goes now. So be mindful about controllers. When I'm working with controllers, there is something that I always do, okay? First thing is that the naming or the prefix of my controller is always singular, okay? So if you were to have something like a user controller, it will be user and not users. In this case, I have activity and not activities. Afterwards, when I'm working on my method of my controller, the first thing I inject is the request class, which will be, once I have a test for this, a form request class. The second thing I inject is the model route binding layer, which potentially now is the project itself. And afterwards will be my actual action, okay? This will end up returning a response. We all know this. This is literally the return type. Afterwards, the only thing I do is call the action, which already contains validated information because this will be a form request. So here this will be create activity. Create activity request. There you go. So this will contain already valid information, we know this, so I can literally use these methods to have the type safety of having an array here. So I'm going to just call action handle this project with this input, and finally I'm going to return the response. This is exactly how I do controllers on my Laravel projects, okay? So let's run the test suite to see how it goes. It should be good. I expect it to be good. Ooh, it's not. So we have a non-null constraint failed project ID. Interesting. What do we have here? Okay. So here we have a model class which doesn't come from Laravel. I think I need to do a pull request for Laravel to literally fix this. What's happening right now is that we are doing model route binding, but on our web PHP, we are not defining the model route binding. You know, this is exactly what's happening. So the model being injected here is not an actual model saved on the database, but just an instance of the model, like a regular one that didn't come from the database. I would be honest with you, I think Taylor Otwell would accept a pull request if we were to fix this. Okay. We should definitely fix this. I agree with you. This could be, we could try to do this on a live stream. Could be one idea, you know, all of us. If you guys are really keen, we have a Discord channel, by the way, where you can put ideas and you can upvote ideas. So go there, just literally propose the idea so we can think about that. But we should definitely fix this. Because I have faced this problem multiple times in the past where I literally forget to define literally here my project layer. So here what I would do is kind of do this, you know, project. I forget to do this, and literally that kind of gives me a model which is doesn't come from the database. Okay, I'm gonna kind of clean this a little bit. I like to kind of organize my routes a little bit, so I'm gonna do this. There we go. Prefix. This will be. Do I want to do this? Yeah, I think I do. Yeah. Project route, activities. Yes. There we go. Okay. And this should actually inject now a real model. There we go. So this is the difference. Okay, now we have a real model here. So I can now remove the DD. And you guys know what is the best DD in the world. You guys know. The best debugger. You guys know. The action class does not contain validation on my projects. There is a reason for that, you know. There is a reason for that, which is I like to chain actions, and I typically like to validate the input or all the payload before calling my actions, okay? We can talk about the errors in a second, Renato. Give me just 1 second, but we can talk about that. All right, next step. Do we have a passing test suite? Moment of true? We don't. We still don't. We have 0 activities saved. Interesting. Why would that be? So we are definitely calling that create activity, which is this one. So do we have our events at this point? We should, right? We should have our events at this point. Oh my God, I know exactly what's happening. There we go. So what's happening is that we are literally persisting or not. Give me 1 second, let me think. Do we have an activity here? Yeah, we need to fake this, otherwise the activity is actually being ingested during the test. Yeah, so we want to fake this. Literally, we need to fake the queue. Okay, I'm gonna explain you what's happening, okay? I'm gonna explain you why I think it's happening to begin with, okay? So what I think it's happening is that we are literally arranging and calling this post JSON, which is going to our activity controller and calling our create activity action, but then we are dispatching this queue job. Now, on the test suite, unless you fake the queues, these queue jobs will be dispatched synchronously, okay? And as you well know from the previous live streams, you guys know that this ingest activity, the last thing it does is delete the activity, which is exactly what we are testing at the moment right here. So what I have to do here is literally say, wait, I'm going to stop on the queue jobs. That's the only thing I'm going to do. So I'm going to type queue right there and say, I'm going to fake the ingest activity. Okay. Ingest. Okay, I want to fake this job. So I want to assert the job was pushed, but I don't want a job to be actual called. So what I will do here is at the very end, type something like queue, assert pushed the ingest activity one single time, okay? This is something I want to speak with you about, which is sometimes people ask me, what exactly do you put your assertions, okay? So typically what I like to do is that if this is the first thing you are faking, this will be the last thing you are asserting, okay? If this is the second thing you are doing, this will be also the second thing you are asserting. And if this is the final thing you are acting, this will be the first thing you are asserting, okay? So response, activities right here, and also queues, okay? Okay, let's take a moment for answer some of the questions. Kimmo is saying Laravel 12 will have a better debugger. I don't know. If it will, I don't know. I have no idea. I love DD, by the way. Why would we have a better debugger? Ooh, Flodo is asking, how do you ensure that an action that is in the middle of your chain isn't used outside of the chain without validation? So I think you don't, basically. You know, you want to kind of test form validation literally at controller level only. So I don't actually had that problem in the past, I feel. Axathos is saying it will be a facade to be determined, the combination to be done, and the best debugger that simply wraps DD. Yeah, I'm also not super happy with the fact that we need to provide the number 1 here to test that this job was pushed one time. I'm also not happy with it. Do we have a passing test suite after all of this? There we go. Clap for us. Good job, team. With a passing test, which is kind of cool. Now we can work on the validation, finally, which will take a little bit, I think. Good question. Mario is saying that on the routes, you can literally use the us. So basically, I could do potentially this. I could type this. Us API, so I don't have to do this, okay? However, Mario, I actually don't like to do this because I want to see the full name of my routes right here. Typically, I like to see them like next to the real route. You know, it's just a question of preference, okay? Method overloading, yeah, we don't have that on PHP. Better readability, I agree with you all, I agree. Okay, so we have a passing test suite. Let's now write the test suite to literally, our test to literally make the validation fail. So I'm gonna go all the way top and I'm gonna type something like B for each only, which effectively only runs this file. Okay, and then all the way bottom, I'm gonna type the following. It handles well empty events. Okay. So let's make sure that we are able to receive empty events. Should we receive empty events? We shouldn't. We shouldn't. It does not handle empty events. There we go. So we arrange the deal. Okay, we have a project. We act on that project. We send 0, and we expect a 422. Yes, we expect the 422. And finally expect that the activity was not created and also the ingest activity was not made. Besides that, do I want to test or to assert that we have JSON validation errors? Yes, I want. And I also want to test those errors, which will be the events field is required. There we go. Do we have a passing test suite? Of course not. And now we can work on the form request. Okay. Let me check something real quick. Am I using PHP unit with in-memory SQLite? Nice, 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 nice. By the way, we are using SQLite on this project, that's for sure. I agree, it should fail when receiving empty events. Let's work on that right now, okay? So let's go to our HTTP layer and let's create a folder with the name requests. Okay, let's actually use Artisan for this. Let's type PHP Artisan make request, and this will be called create activity request. Regarding requests and the naming of those requests, typically what I do is that if my action is called create activity, my request will be called create activity request, okay? And your controller will have something like here, which will be create activity request, okay? It's super clear. Activity controller, create activity request, which receives the project and creates an activity at the end, only and only if this request is validated, okay? So we have this request right here, which technically should still make the test suite fail. There we go, it's still failing. In fact, both are failing at the moment. The reason is that we are getting a 403 here, typically because this authorize comes with false by default. I don't want to do anything for now, so I'm going to just remove this, and I should have one passing test and one fail it, because I still don't have a rule which ensures that the events are actually there. SQLite or Squeal, it's literally my favorite database on the entire planet. Database backups are as simple as copying the file and literally putting somewhere else. Restarting databases are as simple as removing your production database and copy any restart you have, any backup you have to the production, which I absolutely love it. Checking Coffee, welcome to live stream. Nice to see you, dude. Ellen Noral is saying, maybe a stupid question. There is no stupid questions, okay? On my live stream, we're always honest. If you don't know something, you can ask. If you are curious about something, you can ask. If I don't know about something, I will ask you, okay? So the question is, how does the action class resolves it itself? Doesn't it fail when calling it from the API? You mean how the instance class is resolved? That's out of the IOC container. So literally, you see this methods on this store method. The Laravel is container will automatically inject this for us, literally, you know? Okay, so Laravel container will automatically inject a new instance of the create activity on this method because I'm requesting for that instance. It's called method injection, okay? Typically, people talk about dependency injection. Dependency injection can be done through two ways, basically through the constructor or through the method itself. Great question from Exithos. Shouldn't be create activity action? Yes, it should. Great point. So I'm going to go here, and instead of calling this create activity, I'm going to rename this to create activity action. And thanks to PHP Storm, everything will be literally automatically changed. Yes, I want to accept this beautiful refactor. Just do it. So pretty much in every place, the class itself, the file itself, but also on my task suite, you guys can see that I have pretty much everything renamed correctly. I love PHP Storm. Okay. The only thing it didn't rename though is this little test right here, which I'm going to do it right now. There we go. Okay. And I should still have, you know, PHP stand happy, hopefully. Yeah, it should. Oh, interesting approach from Adrian. He's saying, I never used method injection. Adrian, I'm going to challenge you right now, okay? Adrian, I'm going to challenge you. Watch this. Watch this. You see that now we are using literally one single method, which is called its store, right? So imagine that just below, you have something called a delete. You know what I mean? You will have a delete, which potentially will receive the project through model round binding, but then it would receive an action. Delete activity action. Now, what you are telling me is that you would rather see those two actions be injected on the constructor, or you rather would like to see each action being resolved individually on every single method. Oh, if you say that you are using the app helper in the method resolve, I knew it. Huh? In the method body. Oh yeah, use my approach, right? Wait, what? Can you type the code that you are using? Oh, I know what you mean. You will use the resolve helper, man. Yeah, got you. All right, yeah. Technically, you could indeed do this, by the way. Okay, chat? You could indeed do this. Technically, you could indeed do this, okay? So, let's make a vote here. What do you guys prefer? The helper or the method injection? Write on the chat. Interesting. We have probably most of the people saying method injection, but we still have a bunch of people saying helper injection, which is very interesting. Helper, basically. But most of people are saying method injection as well. By the way, technically, there is literally no differences between these two approaches when we are using the test suite in the way that we are using, which is kind of an integration level, you know? But yeah, you know, I kind of like to see these things being injected just because of the flow, you know? You receive a request, you resolve the project out of the URL, you act on it, and then you finally return a response. Kind of reads cool, you know what I mean? Plus the ID autocomplete with the app helper is not great. I agree with you. Julian is asking, what are the disadvantages of using or making that action invocable? No disadvantages. It's the same thing, effectively. Sam is asking, how can I follow your content, blah, blah, blah. Go to my profile on TikTok and click on the link on my profile, which gets you to my YouTube channel. And literally on my YouTube channel, I have literally videos every single day. I also have, content every single day. You can click on my live section to literally see all my live streams. You can see my videos right here every single day, videos as well. You know, you can give me a follow, blah, 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 all of that. Okay? Yes. All right, folks, time to work. Time to work on the create activity request, okay? There is a few things I want to speak with you about. By the way, I'm going to post you here all my socials. If you guys don't follow me yet, I have like literally now a TikTok account with shorts every single day. I have an Instagram channel with also a bunch of videos every single day. Just give me a follow on those platforms if you can. But let's talk about the create activity request. So hopefully we still have a failing test suite because of this little events field is required. So the first thing I'm going to take care of is going to my create activity request, go all the way down and start working on this deal. Okay, the project comes through method injection or comes through the URL, so we are chilling on that. So the only thing we need to validate is the events. Okay, the events are required and need to be an array. I feel like this is the only thing we need to do at the moment, but we need, let me check if the require allows empty or not. It doesn't, which is pretty cool. So it seems that the required will also validate if the array is empty, okay? Yeah, I love form requests, man. I also love form requests. I agree with you. Eloronal is asking, if the action needs a parameter, you will always use the helper. What do you mean exactly? Can you elaborate? Just by the way, just to let you know, if my action in the future will need any sort of helper class or whatever, I would provide that on the constructor of my action. Okay, so if I would use any service here, it would be through the constructor. Okay. And these are literally the arguments of my action, not the dependencies, okay? These are arguments, these are dependencies, okay? I hope that was a little bit clear. So potentially, if you want to chain actions, this is the place, okay? If creates activity involves creating, creating good vibes or whatever, if creating an activity involves creating good vibes, you would literally inject this action right here, okay? Just like that. And it will call the action right here below. I hope that was a little bit clear, okay? And obviously, Laravel will effectively resolve all of this out of the ARC container. CV Timal is saying that Matt Stauffer told in his newest Laracast that we shouldn't use form request classes since Laravel 11? I don't think so. Ooh, Claudio is saying no validation on the event array keys. We talked about this, Claudio. Literally, we only add code when we have a failing test suite. Always remember this. Currently, my test suite is passing, so I'm not touching on my code. I'm going to create a failing test first, and then I'm going to add stuff to the form request. You know what I mean? The first thing you do is make your test suite happy. My test suite is happy only with this stuff. It's all right. It's fine. It's fine. The second thing I'm going to do is go to my activity controller test, and I'm going to do the following. It does not handle, let's say, corrupted events. So let's actually make something really stupid. Let's make an event which is an integer. Let's make an event which is a string. Okay, something really, nasty. Let's make an event which is, again, a string like this. Let's make another event which is potentially something like this, but without the payload. Okay, finally, let's make another event. So we try to kind of do all of the scenarios here, okay? Let's do a bunch of scenarios here. Let's do an event which is a view on the given URL, but potentially is missing the payload like this, okay? And yeah, I feel like this is enough for now. This obviously will make my entire test suite fail the shit out of it, I think. So this will the events field is invalid. It should be enough. All right, we should have a failing test suite. And we actually have a 201. So actually the activity was created and we have activities with wrong payloads, okay? So what we can do is literally go to our activity form request and start working on some of these rules. One common is saying something really important, which is test-driven development is kind of satisfying because at the end, you don't need to write a million tests, which is boring. That's what I feel like. I feel like when I'm doing TDD, I'm writing really valuable tests. You know, I feel like at the end of TDD, I always end up with really valuable tests. That's my feeling. Siba is asking, quick question. Let's say you would need the update method. What did you prefer? A single form request for store and update, or each method with each form request? Each method with its own form requests. You don't share form requests. You don't extend form requests. You literally copy paste the rules. Okay? By the way, Shad, copy paste, it's fine. Okay? Copy paste, it's perfectly okay, especially with stuff like rules. It's totally fine. There is this misconception that sometimes when you have duplicated code, you need to immediately abstract it. Don't do it, you know. Copy paste is absolutely fine. Okay, I will use inertia in this project, yes. Thank you. I appreciate that you like my TDD, Luis. Thank you. We are building a Google Analytics alternative. By the way, Chat, if you just arrived, my name is Nuno Maduro. I'm a PHP and Laravel developer. I love what I do. I love streaming. I love everything. And today I'm working on Laravel content. If you'd like my work, give me a follow and a like on this video. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Smith. I really appreciate you saying that. Thank you, dude. You know what? It's already 11, so I think I'm going to drop as well, okay? I'm going to leave some homework for some of you who want to tackle this, okay? So here on the bottom, what I need is literally go something like this. Events, wildcard. Wildcard literally tells you that the type is required. It needs to be between something, okay? I'm going to let you fix this through a pull request. But typically, when you have something like this, you are ensuring that you want an events key, which is required and is an array, but then you need to specify each one of the elements on the array will have a type. That type is required and it is a string. And it needs to be within, you can use this rule enum, and then you can type event type, which is kind of fancy, okay? You can do something like this. And then finally, you can do something like the payload. It's also, you know, it's also required. It needs to be also an array like this, and the URL will be required if. So here I can type something like rule required if. Is this thing listening to me? Literally, I just said required if, and GitHub Copilot is literally typing the thing for me. That's just kind of crazy. Jesus Christ. Anyways, if the event type is view, we require a URL indeed. And I think that's it. No, almost. Oh, okay, we have a bunch of payloads still invalid, okay? So I'm gonna let you fix this at home, okay? I'm gonna literally commit this entire stuff. Some tests will fail, either through the unit level, either through the PHP stand level, either through React level, or whatever. I'm going to let you fix this. I want to show you something before we go, okay? I want to show you something before we go. Before starting the live stream, I have literally set up the entire TypeScript setup, okay? So I'm going to show what I have. Okay, so I have this package.json, which is the equivalent of the composer.json. If you haven't done any JavaScript, it's super simple. It's the same stuff as PHP. Everything you have on PHP, you have on JavaScript. Same thing, okay? Including TypeScript, that is PHP stand, same stuff, equal, okay? So TypeScript have obviously this package.json file, which is the equivalent of the composer.json. You can also have dependencies like Composer. You can have dev dependencies or production dependencies. You can also have scripts. For example, here I have this build script to literally compile all my assets, but I also have test types, which is kind of running TypeScript, which is my PHP stand on the JavaScript world. And I also have test lint, which is kind of pinned in test mode. And I have this lint, which is pinned, which is printer, which is the same thing, okay? Well, something important to keep in mind is that when you change languages, that's why when people ask me, which are the language I should start with? Dude, just start with one language, because when you jump to another language, it's the same stuff all over the place. Tools will have different names, but they are the same thing, you know? They are super similar, you know what I mean? Equal, literally, bam, boom, same stuff. So here, for example, what can I show you more on this stuff? I have my VOD configuration file, which literally allows me to instruct what is the entry point of my TypeScript application and what will be the output, for example. And what I will do is that I will have this module called monitor with this entry point, and the output will be monitor.js, okay? And I will format on this format, which is literally supported by all browsers, okay? On the format, you want a very old format that nobody still uses, so every browser, including Internet Explorer 6, will kind of be compatible with, you know what I mean? So for example, here on this resources.js, I have my app JavaScript content. This will be, inertia 2, all that cool stuff. But then all the way down, I have my monitor file, which will be the client code, the one that will actually send events for our API, okay? So everything is empty here, so I'm gonna code everything with you, okay? All together as a family, you know what I mean? So what else do I have here? My TS configuration, which is literally strict. Yeah, there we go. Super fancy. PHP stand level max. And yeah, so we're going to talk about TypeScript a little bit more. Undeniably, I'm going to push all of this. And I'm going to let you guys, kind of finish that form request, okay? So I'm going to work here, type fit API initial work on receiving events, okay? I'm gonna push this so you guys have access to this project right here, okay? I'm gonna send you the link so one of you can literally work on this, okay? Why would you hate TypeScript? Dude, it's like PHP stand, man. It's just like PHP stand, level max, literally. You can use TypeScript at level, not annoying level if you want. This is PHP in Laravel, yes. You can follow my content on my YouTube channel. If you watch me from TikTok, go to my, for my YouTube channel, which is on my profile. But yeah, so this is literally pushed, so you can do a pull request, finalizing that form request if you want to help me out, okay? Let's take a moment to answer some questions here real quick. Great question from the Carlos Show, which tells me that why would you do store activity action and not create activity action? I feel like when you pass controllers, you want to be a little bit more human, and I feel like create activity speaks a little bit more than store activity, okay? CV Timal is saying, I mean, why not using form request classes? There are absolutely no reason. Yeah, I feel like I would not validate my content on the method itself. I would always use a form request because my rules tend to literally get big over time, so I want to kind of have this particular class just for that. But I can also understand why would you use something like a form request. By the way, something I do on form requests sometimes, I don't know if you guys have done this in the past, is that sometimes my form requests literally have this after validation. Okay, so something that I have this, so on this HTTP layer, I like to use this public function after, which contains all the after validation rules that I want to fire up, which I typically use this a lot, by the way. Okay. Yeah, it's also, Zeno, it's also fine if you don't use TDD, by the way, okay? Duca10 is also okay if you use level 5 in your web development. I have projects currently in production that use level 5 or level 6 of PHP Stan, okay? You know, so it's also fine if you use level 5 or 6. If you're happy with it, you know, it depends on your flow, literally. Oh, thank you so much, Shivi Timal. Thank you, man. Edwin is asking, first time watching you, you know, how easy is to handle WebSockets in Laravel? You can use Laravel Reverb, which is literally, you know, something I'm using a lot at the moment, which this allows you in use WebSockets in Laravel, which is kind of cool. Super powerful. And free. Luis, you can help me out with this project, man. You don't have to start a new one. You can literally pair with me on this one. Renato, I have projects with TypeScript and I have projects without TypeScript. I personally don't feel way more safe with TypeScript. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel I still face problems on the front end. And I'm using TypeScript sometimes, you know. All right, folks. I love you all so much, but I'm gonna go, okay? By the way, next week, I don't know my schedule, okay? I will be traveling, so you guys know I will be traveling, so I'm not sure about my schedule. I have ideas. I don't know if those ideas will work, like streaming in real life. I have no idea how we'll do that. I will do my best to try to come up with some content. Expect YouTube videos, that's for sure. YouTube videos and shorts will be on my YouTube channel. So give me a follow there if you don't mind, okay? I'm gonna send you the link real quick. Give me a follow if you don't follow me yet on my YouTube channel. Videos every single day and shorts as well. However, I still don't know about streaming next week. I need to check how I will do that, okay? Meanwhile, this is a perfect moment to contribute to Panstorm, okay? Something I will need though, which I don't have yet, if you want to help me out, is starting to implement the Breeze front-ending. So for example, here we don't have the boilerplate that comes with Breeze, so you can literally just, you know, copy the files in TypeScript in React so you can bootstrap this boilerplate. That's something I need as well. But yeah, just try to find stuff to help me out on this. Let's build this together, okay? So that being said, I'm gonna rest a little bit. I'm gonna do some video gaming, you know. Thank you so much for coming today. Let's rate someone as usual. If you don't know, if you're watching me from other place, basically on Twitch, I always rate people. So let's find someone to rate. Let's go here into the software development deal and rate someone who we have online. Do we have someone on YouTube? Let me check. Oh. Check. Thank you. I play Counter-Strike and League of Legends mainly. What do you guys play, by the way? Are you guys up to? Are you guys like gaming? I love gaming. Is this dude online? Let me check. Maybe he's not online anymore. Yeah, he's gone. Okay. Wait, what? Why would I see this then? That's weird. What do you guys play, by the way? Dota 2. So Dota 2 is super similar to League of Legends. You want to see me playing CSGO? So I want to keep the average of 75 viewers on Twitch. And if I start streaming, you know, Counter-Strike and stuff like that, the viewers won't be the same. And then I would lose a little bit that opportunity of being a Twitch partner. You know what I mean? CS2. I also play CS2, by the way. Go to the Discord channel, Ruben, and add me on Discord so we can play CS together, okay? I could do another Twitch channel just for gaming. I could potentially do that. That's right. Oh my god. So are you guys excited about Laracon EU or not? I'm super excited about Laracon EU, by the way. Nine days, yes sir. I'm also happy about that. Okay, we actually have someone doing PHP in Laravel. Is this Laravel in PHP? Yes, it is. Oh my god. Deaf mute. Okay, okay. We find someone to raid doing Laravel. I think this will be fun. He's a French dude though, so, you know. Anyways, all right, you guys are awesome. Have a very nice weekend. Be sure to spend time with family and to do some sports. Have fun as well. You guys know, I love you all, but catch you all next time, okay? Good weekend, everyone. Peace out.